Within a few months, Resorts World Sentosa, RWS, will be opening the world's largest oceanarium. The 55 million litre aquarium is expected to house over 100,000 marine animals. Among its exhibits, it will showcase 25 bottlenose dolphins. The aquarium says that it will also be for education and research. However, there is an ongoing debate concerning the welfare of the dolphins.
Along in the ocean, please let them go.
They should be roaming free, diving under the sea. They should be riding the waves in the ocean happily.
Spearheading this campaign is ACRES, or the Animal Concern Research and Education Society. Joining us today is their Communication Officer, McIntyre Denise Ann, and their Campaign Officer, Christina Lee. So, may I call you guys Chris and Denise?
Yeah.
Hi, so welcome on the show. Thank you for joining us today.
Thank you for having us.
So, before we begin, could you perhaps tell us a little bit more about what ACRE does?
We have 6 main focus areas. So we have zoo animal welfare, we have tackling the illegal wildlife trade, we've got wildlife rescue and rehab, we've got humane education, we've got community outreach and promoting cruelty-free living. So basically this is our 6 core areas.
Okay, that's a lot. Just wondering, regarding the world's saddest dolphin, the video that we just watched, what sparked this campaign?
You see, in 2005, when Resorts World initially was a good thing, when they wanted to start the bid for Resorts World Sentosa building in Sentosa, they actually, ACRES really started having closed-door discussions with them. But after they won the bid, and the closed-door discussions didn't work, so we decided that something else had to be done. And when 2 of the dolphins died, we actually had to hear of this from the media. It was leaked to us, otherwise we wouldn't have known. So that was kind of the turning point for us and said something really has to be done. So that's why we started a campaign, Save the World's Saddest Dolphins.
Oh, I see. Actually, this campaign is somewhat similar to your previous campaign with RWS, which was actually quite successful. This, say no to whale sharks. So why is there a difference so far in terms of outcome?
In terms of outcome, the negotiation with regards to whale sharks, it was much more successful because it's been closed-door negotiation, and at the end of the day they realized that they don't have the capacity to house the whale sharks and or the expertise to actually look after the whale sharks. They decided to take it off their plans, and they actually managed to go to MTI to ask for the release of their contractual obligation and then instead to come up with alternatives. So that was successful for us and for them as well, taking the welfare into, consideration.
We're also very curious. There are so many oceanariums, not only in Asia, but even in Singapore, that are already keeping dolphins.
Yeah.
So why is the focus of the world's saddest dolphins targeting Resorts World Sentosa?
The campaign itself was started for Resorts World, but when ACRES itself, we do things mostly in Singapore. So there was a case for the only other oceanarium or lagoon in Singapore is the Dolphin Lagoon at Sentosa as well. So we actually started a campaign as well in 2001, if I'm not mistaken. It was for the, it's called Smiling Not Suffering.
Suffering Not Smiling.
Sorry, Suffering Not Smiling, yeah. So that campaign was also started. It's still ongoing as well. So this is just another campaign, which is also for dolphins, but when we start a campaign, it's normally for a specific cause and a specific reason. So this campaign is just one of the many campaigns that we have. It's not like it's just ACRES versus Resorts World. Yeah.
So speaking of Resorts World, how has RWS been responding?
It's been one-sided mainly.
Been one-sided?
Yeah, for now we have been urging them, to come out and have a two-way discussion with us. We've opened our doors for them to, engage us, but it's most of the time to no avail.
You know, it's been said by RWS that it has many animal science and veterinarians on standby to take care of the dolphins. So, do you think that this is valid?
Do you think this is valid?
Valid in what sense?
As in this, it feels that perhaps RWS feels that this marine life part, the dolphins, actually has educational value. What do you say to that?
For us, the main standpoint here is that dolphins do not belong in captivity in general. They have a really large home range, so regardless of how big the enclosure is, it cannot compare to the ocean. No tank, however large, cannot compare to the conditions that the ocean can provide them. Especially when in captivity, they are forced to eat things like dead fish, things that they would never do in their natural lives. So right now, our stand is that if you want to study dolphins, study them in the wild. Whatever you see in captivity is not their natural behavior.
Okay, I see. Thank you very much for sharing your view with us today. Thank you, both of you. We really wish you guys all the best. Next up, let's party with our Muse team at Zouk.
Going to the clubs, or clubbing, is a popular social activity among young Singaporeans. Often perceived as rowdy and superficial, the club scene has evolved over the decades, but the lure of music remains constant.
Hi, my name is Brandon, and I used to be a resident here for 8 years. These days, I think the club scene is not as vibrant as it used to be. I mean, it's good that we have clubs like Zouk that still pushes the boundary in terms of quality and they move ahead, right? But a lot of other clubs I've been to, sadly, are just taking the normal top 40 in commercial route.
On the 25th of February, Zouk at Midnight Shift presented Future Bound. Performing alongside Brendan P was guest DJ RG, who hailed from Greece.
I'm RJ, I play house music. The art of DJing is a very diplomatic art. In that sense, you have to, it's a communication. You can't just play for yourself. It's a conversation with the crowd. It's a give and take. Without the crowd, you can't play, and without me, there's no music.
Many clubbers return to the same clubs because they like the music there. Not surprisingly, DJs have become the demigods of the dance floor.
Managed my whole life basically picking and choosing my gigs. So if anybody would try and book me and tell me, look, this is a gig which is mostly mainstream, I'll usually turn the gig down.
It's within my art to make sure that even those new things that I want to show them, I have to show them in a way that they can digest it properly.
To add an interesting color to the music palette, Zouk invited a violinist to perform freestyle with the DJs at Future Bound.
My name is Jia Xian and I play the violin. So at Future Bound tonight, I'm going to be playing with Brendan.
She tells us what it takes to be a woman DJ in this male-dominated club industry.
I learned how to DJ at this female DJ bootcamp. The whole idea was that basically to sort of create a more conducive environment for girls to learn how to DJ, because it can be kind of intimidating. You have all kinds of knobs and buttons and then wires all over the place, and then you're just as a girl, you're just what's all this? In a place where basically you're surrounded by girls, you don't have to be afraid of asking robotic questions.
The appeal of clubs is undeniable, as they are considered the place to be for a good time.
For me, it's not about drinking, it's more of the dancing. It's more enjoyed with your group friends and your fiancé. It's more on getting together and having a nice time.
At the end of the day, DJs love what they do.
We love the fact that people still support what we do, so we try and always give them a good time. 9 out of 10 times it's always a good gig.
If you can get them to move, get them to dance, start dancing, that's the real compliment, and especially if they keep on going.
I think I'll be touring for the next 10 years, for sure. I mean, I still have a lot to give, I hope.
Everybody deserves to unwind after a long week. Join the clubs for good music and to make new friends. You never know how the night will turn out. This is Amber Xu, reporting for Nanyang Spectrum.
Today we covered everything from dolphins to dance to disco. I hope you enjoyed the program as much as we did.
It's been fun, and if you've got any comments or you simply want to know more about any of the stories that you've seen on the show, we want to hear from you.
Write to us at ntu.spectrum.tv@gmail.com.
Also remember to like us on Facebook at, of course, facebook.com/SpectrumTV. I'm Teoman.
And I'm Cynthia. Thank you so much for watching Nanyang Spectrum.